Yo, 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 what is up, guys? This is D Jose 101, and I am here with my tag team partner. We are the Enigmas, and this is my tag team partner, Grumpy Cheeto, for the Wrestling Revolution Tag Team Contest. Say what's up to the fans.
Hey, posers, what's up with all you guys out there? This is the Enigmas anti-debate on WWE and TNA. We're going to throw down and throw out anything and everything that we can.
And since Grumpy is the guest here on my channel tonight, I figure I'd let him go first, and we're just going to take off from there. So go ahead, Grumpy.
All right, well, first off, I'm going to try to make WWE seem as, I'm going to take all of WWE's crappiness and I'm going to just lay it out there because I think that the WWE's crappiness can be TNA's crappiness. So I'm going to start off by talking about the WWE Tag Division. What the heck is going on with WWE's Tag Division? I mean, this thing is so bad. Santino and Kozlov are a tag team. Are they entertaining? Yes. Are they a great tag team? No. No. What are they doing? The Russos are a better tag team. So that is my first point here is that the WWE's tag team division blows. Take it away, D. Jose. What's yours?
Yeah, okay. You think the tag team division is bad? Ho ho! Let's talk about the knockouts division, shall we? I mean, let's see. We had Awesome Kong and Gail Kim, which is arguably the best women's rivalry that TNA's ever had. I don't think anybody's ever going to argue that. And then what do? Let's get Hogan in there, and let's get Bubba the Fat Sponge in there, and he's going to go ahead and say some remarks about Haiti, which leads to Awesome Kong's departure. But before that, TNA was not willing to pay Gail Kim the money that she wanted in favor of Jenna Morasca, which put on the worst women's match of all time against Charmel. Nobody is going to argue that with me. That was the worst match of all time. And now let's see. What do we got? Let's see. Who do we have? Sarita. We have Taylor Wilde. Oh wait, she quit. Who else do we have? I don't know. Take it away, Grumpy.
Well, you think that's bad? Speaking of knockouts, what about the unification of the Divas and Women's Championship? I mean, seriously? I mean, you've got a title on each show, and you have some decent women wrestlers in WWE, but now you got to unify the women's and tag. On top of that, they take a stupid title like the Divas title, and they let that title go over. So all the years of prestige of the women's title goes down the crapper because they let the Divas title go over. I mean, what the heck? All those years, all those women's. I mean, if anything, they should have had the Divas Championship go under. It was a failed title, and it should have stayed failed. They shouldn't have put that title over. So I don't know about you, but that's what I'm thinking. So take it away.
Let's see. Another failure that TNA had was let's talk about EV Fail point oh. Okay, you guys are the 80s, or you guys are the 90s what Hulk Hogan was to the 80s. What the heck? I mean, EV 2.0, a bunch of these guys are fat, out of shape, they got white hair. Um, and let's see, the Hardcore Justice pay per view, you had the Dudleys versus New Jack and Mustafa, and then they're fat and they're hugging and they're trying to do, saber fights and stuff like that. It was just ridiculous, not to mention the bad lighting and the fact that Jerry Lynn could not make the pay per view. Um, I just think overall killed it. You had RVD versus Sabu, which was an okay match, but nowhere near the classic matches that they had back in the day. TNA, please stop with the ECW thing. Take it away, Grumpy.
You think that's bad? I mean, the WWE's biggest heels are Michael Cole and Vicky Guerrero. I mean, I'm sorry. You have two non-wrestlers as your biggest heel characters. I mean, I have never heard people get more heat than Michael Cole and Vicky Guerrero. How can you justify that you have a wrestling company, a wrestling entertainment company, and your two biggest heels are need to get like some kind of character development on somebody. The only person who remotely comes close to them is CM Punk. I mean, you know, and maybe Jericho when he was there, but still, I think your biggest heat getters are Cole and Vicky Guerrero right now. And that's sad. That is very, very sad. You're up next.
All right. My next point, the fact that TNA prides themselves on being a wrestling company, and the fact that while they do decent wrestling over there, the sad fact is, why do they have to tone down their style like the WWE style of wrestling? I wish TNA could stop copying the WWE on everything they do, specifically the wrestling style. Why do we have to have it real slowed down? And why are these matches only 5 minutes long? Can you speed up the process, please? I mean, make something happen of yourselves. If you're going to go out there and be the best wrestling company in the world, have these young guys go out there and do what they do, put on great matches within a span of 15 minutes. You need to have a set match card of different matches every week of guys that can go and that can bring it in the ring. But instead, what do? You put Jeff Jarrett in there with a guy who's older, like Sting, and they put on decent matches. But let's face it, Jeff Jarrett, Sting, and all these other old guys that you have should have put over the young guys a long time ago, yet they're still there. I don't get it. Go ahead.
My next one is going to be on two people specifically, Kaval and Gail Kim. Both two people from TNA, from your organization, but they come to the WWE and they fail. And you want to know why they fail? Not because of them. And I know Gail Kim's still there, but you know what? Kaval was released. You know, why in the world would you bring a enormously talented wrestler like Kaval in and set him up to fail like they did? The guy is an amazing talent. Let's talk about Gail Kim on the Diva side of things. Gail Kim, we have seen matches that Gail Kim has had in the past with Awesome Kong and even WWE superstars with Alicia Fox. And I'll tell you what, Gail Kim can go. Gail Kim is a phenomenal Divas wrestler. She actually makes Divas wrestling entertaining. And you know what? The WWE has dropped the ball on both of these two people specifically. I can't believe that the WWE would have so much talent. And actually, I guess that's more of the broad picture right there, is that WWE has got a lot of great talent, and they just water it down, and they just kind of treat it like it's like a second-rate entertainment when these guys can go and entertain the fans day in, day out, and it's sad that they do that. You're up next.
All right. One of my other points is, okay, Vince Russo, and this will get all into, later on it'll all start to really make sense. Vince Russo, the guy, I give him credit for what he could do during the Attitude Era, but then he went to WCW and just screwed it up royally there. I know that was Bobby Black's favorite company because he could not stand the Attitude Era. That I understand, but why do we have to have Vince Russo as head writer in that company? Why do you employ your direction to Vince Russo? This guy knows nothing about the wrestling business. He's killing the wrestling business. I give him credit for what he did, 12, 13 years ago, but times have changed. People don't care for the sports entertainment type storylines anymore. They don't care for who slept with who, or who took $20 or who forgot to fill up the gas tank, or why is Pope walking into a store, or why is Pope working at a store. Let's see, what's some of the other goofy segments TNA's done. Showing crazy stuff like Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin playing video games. We don't want to see stuff like that. We want to see these guys wrestle. We don't want to see all these goofy vignettes and strip poker with the beautiful people and Sean Morley, and things like that. Vince Russo needs to go. This guy is one of the worst abortions to ever happen to live television TV, in my opinion.
All right, well, you want to see some of the worst abortions on live TV? There is something that WWE had to land in their lap, and it was awesome. It was phenomenal. They did such a good job on it, and then they just ruined it. You want to talk about Vince Russo ruining things? Raw Creative had the Cena Nexus angle. The initial invasion, awesome. Everybody loved it. It was almost as powerful as the NWO's initial incarnation on WCW television. And then they just went and they did this whole Cena getting fired thing, and then he didn't even leave for very long, and then Juan Cena, and then Barrett getting kicked out of it. The whole Nexus angle past the initial invasion, it was just awful. It was good to see a monster stable, but then Cena was basically burying this monster stable. If one man can, and I mean, I know they said, there was a 7-man tag and stuff like that at Survivor Series or SummerSlam or whatever it was. That doesn't matter. Cena alone buried the Nexus. So I don't want to, I could see if maybe like Nexus took Cena out and then went after somebody else and then went after somebody else. But you know what? Cena alone buried the Nexus. How dumb do you have to be? Your monster stable looks like crap at this point.
I would agree.
Go ahead, DH, you're next.
All right. The Double J Double MA challenge? Huh? What? What the hell? Why? Why? I mean, okay. Spike TV, they have UFC. That I understand. It's good. It's great. Do we have to have Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle in an MMA match? No, 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 no. Shoot me, shoot me. We have Jeff Jarrett, right? A mid-carder at best, a guy who never deserved to hold the world championship, broke 10,000 guitars, could not draw a dime. And he goes in there and he claims that he's an MMA fighter and, puts up $10,000 against fans and local jobbers, and he always wins. And on top of that, the stuff that they really do doesn't even look like the real UFC, doesn't even really look like MMA at all. They need to stop doing that with Jeff Jarrett. He is not an MMA specialist. Kurt Angle could take him if it wasn't for the stupid writing and the stupid booking. Just Double J, stop it. And now, Grumpy Cheeto is going to get into his final point, as we got to get ready to wrap this up here. So go ahead and think of the best thing you can think of, or the worst thing you can think of, and take it away.
The PG era, period.
Can you elaborate on that?
The PG era, there is some good aspects to the PG era, but you know what? They're doing a lot of it incredibly wrong. I mean, like with the Miz, I mean, they could do. I am a fan of wrestling. I'm not a fan of like the big over the top stuff. I'm not a fan of like Raw's format in the PG era. But I wasn't a huge fan of the Attitude Era either. But what I am a fan of is the SmackDown format. And WWE keeps just pushing this style of Hollywood. And I know you said it a lot, DH, but WWE's mine tonight, so I get to say it. That WWE is pushing this Hollywood format, and they need to get back to the basics of wrestling. If they want to do the PG thing right, they need to do it right. They need to stop with some of this garbage. I mean, what's with the Daniel Bryan thing they're doing now? The Bellas are going to take his virginity? Really? You're pushing the envelope of PG, even though you put yourself there. You put yourself in the PG boat. So why in the world are you trying to push the envelope of something you went to when you were originally PG-13? As I said, some of these over-the-top antics with the women and the PG-13 era, the bra and panty matches, and that stuff I could really hardly care less about. If you're going to get me some bra and panties, put it right in front of me. I don't want it on my TV. I can get bra and panties anytime I want, all right? I don't need it on my TV. I want to see wrestling. I want to see solid action wrestling with decent storylines, but yet everything does not have to revolve around some dumb storyline based on Dolph Ziggler's girlfriend, who is Edge's ex-wife. I want to see Edge and Dolph throw down with great matches. And the PG era is just, they're just so confused in what they want to do, and they're not doing it the right way. So WWE needs to get their act together. They need to push the right people the right way and stop being stupid. And that's all I got to say about that.
All right, now here we go. It all starts with the stupid freaking twat Dixie Carter talking about if you don't support me, then you might as well find another place to work. Support me or go somewhere else to work. Dixie, hello, hello, hello. Did you not understand? When you brought in Hogan, Bischoff, and Russo, 1 + 1 + 1 equals disaster. Have you heard of WCW? No, you haven't, because they're gone because of these idiots in the AOL Time Warner, which wanted nothing to do with wrestling. And yet, on top of that, if you think history recreating itself every freaking Thursday is going to change wrestling, it's not. You're never going to get anywhere doing what you do. These old guys have got to go. The only old guys I would really recommend keeping would be RBD, Jeff Jarrett to put the younger guys over, and Kurt freaking Angle. The rest of these guys don't need to be here at all. We don't need Team 3D. We don't need Hogan. For God's sake, they're talking about bringing back the main event freaking Mafia with Scott Steiner returning on Impact. Why? We don't need stable versus stable versus stable. We're too stable happy. What is wrong? What's up here? And then not to mention, okay, Hogan's debuting the company. Let's see. They circle around the sound stage, and then once Hogan gets in the ring, I've been in the back all day talking to the guys. No, you haven't. You just got out of a limousine. We saw the police escort, you stupid morons. Can you not keep track, and can you not be consistent of your own stuff that you write? On top of that, this NWO thing. Cool, they turned Jeff Hardy heel. I'm glad they did it. The guy's going to jail. He's going to plead guilty in court tomorrow. But, really. And then you put the world title on your champion and say, hey, kids, this guy does drugs. Be like him. This is our business model. No! Fire Jeff Hardy. I don't care how over Scott Hall or Jeff Hardy could be. You need to fire them because that is bad business decisions by this company. And, I'm happy Ken Anderson is the champion. But honestly, it's too late to save it, and it all goes back to Dixie Carter being like, since I was named president 6 or 7 years ago, I had a lot of people tell me how to run a wrestling company. Dixie, do you want to know why they tell you how to run it? Because you don't know how to. How about you start listening to your employees, you stupid woman? Listen to your employees. Get feedback from them. And then see where you take this direction and stick to a direction. Quit changing it up all the time. Stop doing that, please. And let's see, one more thing that I think I can elaborate on that would probably destroy the WWE. Well, I guess the fact that TNA keeps telling themselves every time that a wrestler comes into the company, this show is going to change wrestling forever. Am I really supposed to believe that Matt Hardy or Mickey James or Shark Boy or Eric Young or, Super Eric is going to change wrestling forever? No, it's not. Not if you keep building it up like that. TNA, I'm happy Anderson is the champion, but I don't think your company is going to come back from the damage you caused it over the last 3 to 4 years. Sorry. All right, and that's where I end this. What do you think?
As much as I love to win, I think I have to concede. You pretty much blew me out of the water. TNA is pretty bad.
Yeah, I would say so. And we were going to do a disclaimer before, we were going to give you guys a warning with this video. But honestly, I'm sorry. Actually, no, wait. I'm not sorry. I don't give a damn, You get hurt, you get hurt. Deal with it. We tore up open TNA and WWE. And now we're going to see what other Revolution members got. And I say, bring it. Let's see if you can outdo us. We look forward to the challenge. Grumpy, I got to say, it's been a pleasure having you rant here tonight with me. It's been enjoyable.
All right, well, I will talk to you guys later. The Enigmas are going to be the first ever Wrestling Revolution Tag Team Champions for sure.
Yep, you heard it here first. The Enigmas for Wrestling Revolution Tag Team Champions. And like my partner Grumpy Cheeto always says, I am out. I'm going to end this with, we are out.